Well, I am now back in Arizona and we have a lot to talk about, team. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. First thing that I want to bring up is it just me or has the NASDAQ market not been doing anything? Even the past week since I've been gone, right? CPI, PPI report came out. Both came out higher than what is expected, showing that inflation is not only not going away, but inflation is actually going up. This should have been quite concerning. The market should have sold off, but guess what? The market is still sound and resilient, just like Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, always continues to say. So check this out. NASDAQ market has had a very common support range right around 435, 436, and a very common resistance range of around 450. Even after these economic reports, the market just continues and continues to trade sideways. So if you like this consolidation phase, as a lot of traders do, right? Being able to buy the lows and sell the highs, let's not overcomplicate it. But other than that, if you're not one of those people, then what would you do in this position? Wait, right? Because if we're not showing signs of progress on the way up, then that means that we could potentially be on the way down if we break support. But direction is not clear right now. So it doesn't matter about what we hope or think is going to happen. We simply have to wait for that price action to follow, right? Is the price action going to follow on the way down, or is it going to break above 450 and actually send the markets to new highs? That is something that we have to wait for, because again, when we begin to zoom out, you guys can see that the NASDAQ market has been trading sideways with lacking progress beyond 450 for quite some time. Nearly a month, we have not been able to make new highs. So again, does this mean that the market's finally going to begin to pull back, or does this mean that we're just going to consolidate and then go higher for longer? We do not know. There's no reason to predict. This just means that let's wait for direction to be more clear. Let's wait for that proper price action. The first stock that I quickly want to talk about is Tesla. Why is Tesla selling off so much today? Tesla announced today that it was going to be reducing its workforce by 10% globally. It was actually one of our members within LPP that announced that they expect that there's going to be a slowdown in demand for all of their vehicles. So therefore, to get ahead of that slowdown in demand, to not eat into their revenue, they're going to cut their workforce to potentially, is what they want, of up to 20%. But as of right now, they announced 10%. And if you look at the overall news, Tesla stock falls on a report of layoffs on global unrest. So again, Tesla is dropping. Shouldn't be much of a surprise. Tesla's been dropping for quite some time. Very similar consolidation here from lows of 160, very common support range for Tesla, and a very common resistance range of around 180. I want to see if we come back down to 160. I talked about it with my LPP team. If it holds above 160 and it begins to indicate signs of recovery, as long as it doesn't sell off further, I wouldn't mind buying the dip at the lows of 160, 163, and then trying to see if I could sell it right back to 175, 180, right? As it continues to go through this consolidation phase. But again, if this news is bad enough that it continues to tumble and cause a domino effect where more selling pressure follows, then again, that's definitely not something that I want to partake in myself. The other stock that I quickly want to talk about is DJT. Boy, in just the past week, this thing has been getting destroyed. I want to see where all the haters were when I talked about the idea of locking in profits on DJT when it was trading at highs of 71, 79, and 60. Because even then, all of that is significantly better than what it's experiencing right now. So what DJT announced today is a potential stock split. And normally that's not good news. It's down 14% on the day alone. And from all-time highs that it was just that a few weeks ago, really a few days ago, it is down a whopping 64%. I want to ask a very simple question. Why do you get offended when someone encourages beginners to lock in their profits? Right? At the end of the day, we're all here for the same reason, to make money. And when there's obvious signs of a pump and dump, this is the perfect reason of, I would just hate for anyone to back hold a position all the way down, losing 64%. And that's all that was. That's all, just like the AMC movement and just like DJT. It's not that they can't recover. That's not the question or concern, right? Because we all know DJT is based off of one thing, and that is Donald Trump. So if there's good news of Donald Trump or anything that's announced that can, increase his chances of becoming president again, I do agree. I think that this thing can potentially skyrocket. That's not what I'm questioning. The question is, well, this thing isn't a valuable company. And to even question that is hilarious, right? And I think this price action just proves the point that, okay, we need to be more aware of when pump and dumps are present so we do not hesitate to lock in profits at overbought levels. So again, I'm very grateful for the messages that I have received of people who decided to lock in profits at these overbought levels and that didn't experience that 60% loss. Other than that, again, I want to appreciate and say thank you to everyone who partook in our Corvette C8 giveaway. It officially ended yesterday on April 14th at midnight. Your entries have now all been collected and they're being sent over to our third-party sweepstakes company, where within 3 to 7 business days, one of you is going to be announced the winner. Very excited to be flying one of you guys out and asking you one simple question. Do you want the keys or do you want the cash of the $50,000? Also, do not forget, if you guys want to be able to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, especially as markets are entering a very critical point, feel free to send me or feel free to click that second link in the description down below, and that will get you 50% off LPP 2.0. I hope to see you for tomorrow's live. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.